There is one truth that a lot of men are stuck in. You do not actually know whether a woman truly likes you or not, even though there are plenty of vague signals around you. You wonder what that look really means, whether her attention is just politeness or something deeper, and whether you are missing an opportunity right in front of you. This video talks about 5 signs that show whether a woman likes you or not in a guessing game or a shallow checklist kind of way, but in a way that helps you recognize real signals, read the context correctly, and avoid misinterpreting things that easily create false hope. If you have ever held back because you were afraid of misunderstanding or moved too fast because you trusted the wrong signals, this video is made for you. In this video, you will not only learn what the signs are, but also how many men commonly misread those signs and how to read them properly so you do not confuse yourself. Most importantly, the key part comes at the end of the video, where I will show you how to look at the bigger picture so you do not get stuck overanalyzing small details, and you know when to trust your instincts and when to slow down. If you want to understand women in a clearer, calmer way, without tricks and without putting yourself in a difficult position, subscribe to the channel right now. The content here does not teach you how to try harder to be liked, but helps you see what is actually happening in front of you. Most men misread signals not because they lack sensitivity, but because they ask the wrong question. Instead of observing changes in behavior, they keep asking themselves, "Does she like me?" That question immediately puts them into a tense state where every look, every message, and every gesture gets either exaggerated or dismissed. There are 2 most common mistakes. The first mistake is overthinking. Just one look or one proactive message is enough for them to jump to conclusions and act too quickly. The second mistake is waiting for overly obvious signals. They ignore small but consistent changes simply because nothing is certain yet. Both extremes lead to the same result: misunderstanding the situation and creating confusion for themselves. The important thing to understand is that women rarely express interest through direct words, especially in the early stages. Their feelings tend to leak out through eye contact, body language, levels of attention, and how much time they choose to invest. If you focus on individual gestures in isolation, you will always feel uncertain. But when you observe repeated changes over time, things start to become clear. The next part will go straight into specific signs, along with how to read them correctly and how many people commonly misread them, so you do not have to guess and do not put yourself in an awkward position. The first sign: the way she looks at you changes. When a woman likes you, her eye contact often lasts longer than usual. Sometimes she looks at you and smiles, or she looks at you even when there is no clear reason to do so. The way many people misread this sign is by thinking that just one look like that is enough to reach a conclusion. But the correct way to read it is not based on a single moment. What you need to observe is repetition. Does that look appear many times in different situations? When eye contact becomes a pattern rather than a coincidence, that is when it becomes a reliable signal. The second sign: she behaves differently with you compared to other people. This difference is usually very subtle. She may show a bit more concern, pay attention to small details, or take care of you in ways she does not do for others. Many people misread this by assuming it is just her kind personality. The correct way to read it is to compare how she treats you versus how she treats everyone else. If that attention is selective, consistent, and not something everyone receives, it is a much clearer signal than words ever could be. The third sign: her body language is oriented toward you. She often turns her body toward you when you talk, stands, or sits closer than necessary, and sometimes there is very light, natural physical contact. A common misreading is assuming that any kind of closeness automatically means interest. The correct way to read this sign is to look at her level of comfort and initiative. If she does not pull away, does not create distance, and even finds ways to maintain that closeness, this is a signal worth paying attention to. The fourth sign: her level of interaction increases over time. She reaches out more often, checks in more, and most importantly, she remembers things you have mentioned before, even very small details. Many people misread this by focusing only on the number of messages. The correct way to read it is to focus on the quality of attention. When someone remembers details about you, they are investing emotional energy, and that kind of investment rarely happens without genuine feelings. The fifth sign, her reaction when you talk to other people. This reaction is usually not loud or obvious. It often shows up as increased attention, subtle shifts in attitude, or greater curiosity about you. A common misreading is jumping to the conclusion that she is jealous. The correct way to read it is to compare her behavior to her normal baseline. If her attention toward you noticeably increases in those situations, it is a signal that you hold a certain place in her mind. The most important thing to understand is this: no sign should ever be read in isolation. One sign on its own may simply be politeness. But when multiple signs appear together, repeat over time, and come with increasingly clear investment, there is no need to guess anymore. You simply need to observe correctly. When you look back at the 5 signs we just covered, the most important thing is not how many signs you can check off, but how you respond after recognizing them. Many people ruin things not because they misread the signs, but because they react too quickly as soon as they notice the first signal. The principle is simple. When you notice interest, do not rush the pace. Keep behaving naturally the way you did before, and continue observing repetition and levels of investment over time. If the feelings are real, they will not disappear just because you slow down slightly. On the contrary, staying calm helps you avoid misunderstandings, avoid overthinking, and avoid putting yourself in a difficult position. Remember this: signs are most valuable when they appear together and gradually increase. One look can be random, but a look combined with attention, closeness, and investment is not. When you read signals this way, you do not need to test or probe the other person. You simply stay steady and let her next actions say what needs to be said. In the next video, I will talk about the signs that most easily create false hope, the signals that make many people think a woman likes them, when it is actually just politeness or communication habits. This is the part that many people misunderstand, and it is also the reason they move at the wrong time. If this video helped you see more clearly what is really happening, hit the like button to support the channel, share it with anyone who might be in a similar situation, and subscribe so you do not miss the next videos. Thank you for watching until the end, and I will see you in the next one.